Okay, that was weird. Just putting the camera up and something pushed it over. That was weird. Same thing happened to me tonight in when we were out. Um, where I was just out in the city, and something. It felt like I thought somebody, tapped me on the shoulder and pulled me like that. And I turned and there's nobody there. And I said, "Oh my god, nobody! Somebody gripped me on the shoulder and pulled me back." Uh, this is This isn't very not very well, Paul Francis, talking to you guys tonight, but because I missed Monday night and I transferred it across to Tuesday, I really am old school and the show must go on. Right, sound back. Have we got sound? Have we got sound? Okay, so I'm going to say hello to everybody anyway. Amanda was first in the studio tonight. Good evening, Amanda. Trudy, then Sue, Lynn, Julie Sharp. Okay, Carolyn, James. Right, good. James Chalice, hello, mate. Good to see you. Right, okay. Sometimes StreamYard does that. It just decides it wants to open everything up. So come out of Facebook, Amanda, back into YouTube. It's not YouTube. It's actual the studio software. Not It's nothing to do with Facebook or YouTube. Now, as you can probably hear in my voice, I've come down with a bit of a cold. Okay, the whole runny eyes, runny nose, sore throat, headache, sweating, the whole shebang. So I'm running on empty tonight. But as James Chalice will understand, the show must go on. Okay, so we must carry on. So I'm gonna do what I can for you guys tonight. I really want to talk to you about the time of year we're heading towards. We're heading towards Halloween, which is All Souls Eve, All Hallows Eve, hence the abbreviation Halloween. Um, Jules, thank you very much. But it's just a cold. You know, people are far, far worse. I mean, one of the motivations to get the Golden Circle going is when I take Johanna in for her treatments, and the people that are in the cancer center is just it's eye-wateringly painful to watch. Um, basically, oh, Amanda, it's on YouTube, darling, because everybody else is watching it. So the reason you're probably not getting it onto YouTube is because you still got Facebook open. So close Facebook down completely, go across into YouTube and do it that way. Um, Indeed, mate, soldier on. That's exactly what we would have done in the days that both James and I would have been on stage, and most likely on stage together, on quite a number of occasions through our 20 odd years of knowing each other. Um, but anyway, I want to dedicate the next couple of shows, especially on All Hallows Eve. Now, I can't remember which night Halloween is on. If it's on Monday night, there will be no Spirit Quest. There will be no Spirit Quest. So I'm not having. I'm not going to do Spirit Quest on Halloween. It's just not going to happen. The good news is the solicitors contact us today with a pre-contract all sorted. So that means exchange of contracts very shortly. Boom, done in our house. And then it's off we go. We are off and running. Everything that I'm going to be doing, the seminars, the shows, I'm going to be doing live seances, tons of stuff that's going to be done there, and we are all going because the studio will be built. All the cameras and the lighting will be up. I can't wait. Oh my god, it was just we've been going for so long now. We've moved into two different houses since we left the house that we had to get out of because the landlord was a complete and utter prick. We were buying a house anyway, so that didn't make any odds. But because it took so long in Cornwall, for some reason, it takes longer in Cornwall for a house purchase to go through than anywhere else. But we got the word today that the pre-contracts have been drawn up, so we are this close to completion. And then it's here we go, off and running. But you're all laughing now. Do you know what? This is funny because I can see it through my right eye, but my left eye is all blurry because it's like. So I had to take a cold and flu treatment, and because they're not actually sponsoring my shows, I'm not going to name the company. But needless to say, it's a very well-known brand of cold and flu treatment. So hopefully that's going to kick in and help me out. So listen, guys. Pam died. Hi, Pam. Welcome to the show. Everybody, it's so good to see you. Thank you very, very much. So we're off and running. Don't forget, you're watching me on YouTube. Hit that like button. Make sure you smash that like button. Really important that we smash the like button, and it's equally as important to share the show. So share it with your friends, share it with your families, share it especially with your groups, and invite them all to come to be a part of the show. The deal's still in place that anybody who brings me 10 new members, 10 new subscribers to my YouTube channel, they've just got to say, hi, I'm such and such, and I've come at the invitation of Amanda or Lynn or Julie or Pam. And once you've got 10, then you'll get 15 minutes free session with me. If you get 20 people, you get a half an hour free session with me. If you get 30 people to come and subscribe and hit the bell icon, you get an hour's free session with me, one-to-one. Okay? So make sure you get it out there and do it. Why not? Why not get it there? And don't forget, coming up in December, all of you who have subscribed to the Paul Francis Medium channel here on YouTube is going to get a free copy of my Rain album, okay? As a thank you for being here. So you got all that time to get everybody down here and be subscribed and everybody's going to get a free copy of my album Ring. Okay. Amanda said, I forgot to say thank you. You don't have to thank me, darling. The very fact that you turn up and support me, that's thanks enough. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that you got your read. Um, Julie says, well done. Everybody's offering some fantastic. Yeah, it's kind of like a way. I think the stress levels is what lowers the body's immune system, and then you catch these things, these colds and what have you. And the whole family's been a bit, everybody's been like, what the heck's going on? Why is this not happening? Why is that not done? And it seems that the more that you hassle the solicitors, like, what the heck? Why are you dragging your feet? And they're like, they sooner or later they get a little bit hacked off, and it's Cornwall Council that holds everything up because their searches seem to take longer than any other part of the planet, not just the UK, the planet. Carol Fitzgerald Horton says, "Thank you for all you do." Oh, bless your heart, Carol. Thank you. I have always said I love what I do. As a child, as a kid, I was always really frightened by death. I was so scared of it. I couldn't be in the same room as someone who passed. Couldn't do it. The fear going through me was unbelievable. And I never figured out why that was. What I should have known. I mean, if I can do it now. I don't like it. Don't get me wrong. I don't like it. But I wondered, was there fear within me because of death, or was I picking up the fear of everybody else in the room? So, where I never figured that out. Hi Paul, Matt here. Hi Matt. Hope you're well. If I say Ents manager at oh Matt, hey, great to see you, buddy. Welcome to the show. Yeah, oh my God, Matt, the Ents manager at Trelawney Manor. Oh wow, good to see you. Haven't been invited back to be on the panel for the end of season competition. I'm still up for that. So if you guys want to invite me back as a judge, I'll do that. I quite enjoyed it. So as we approach All Hallows Eve, Halloween, or All Souls Night, it is said. Okay, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to say something, and then I'm going to talk about it. But I'm going to be talking about it from my perspective. I'm not saying this is law. I'm saying that's how I feel. They say that on All Hallows Eve or All Souls Night, the veil between the two worlds is at its thinnest. Okay, it's at its thinnest. Who am I to judge if that's the case or not? This is a worldwide phenomenon that everybody believes in. Who am I to judge differently? But as a professional psychic medium, I challenge that in the fact that I can contact spirit every single day. So, so you see my point of view? My point of view is if I can contact them every single day for my work, anyway, I suppose it's more that the veil is a bit thinner and everybody can make that connection. I don't know. You're tell me in the comments below what you think about that. I really want to see that. Don't forget, if you're watching me on Facebook, come out of Facebook. I don't trust Facebook anymore. Come out of Facebook, get yourself across to YouTube. Go into YouTube, and at the top of YouTube, just type Paul Francis Medium, and it'll bring you right back to this show. Straight back here. Then subscribe to the channel, hit the little notification icon, the little bell icon, and it will tell you every time that I'm going to be releasing or doing a new show. So Vivian says, hey, hope you feel better soon. I'm already starting to feel a little bit better since I took those Nurofen. Said it out. Those cold and flu. There are other options are available because they're not sponsoring my show. They should be. Other particular types of this particular medicines are available. I took these ones and they kick in and they sort of lift it. They don't get rid of the symptoms, they just relieve them for a minute. I'll have a word with Vern Allen at Head Out. Yeah, go for it, Matt. Well, I didn't think it had anything to do with Vern Allen, really. I used to get invited by the bosses at Trelawney. They're the ones who used to invite me. But I'm up for it if you want. If not, no worries. Carolyn Hockey says, feel better. Thank you so much. I'm going to do my best to feel better. In Spain, All Hallows Eve, all the family gather at the cemetery and party with their loved ones. And yes, and that's in not only in Spain, but in Mexico. Dia de Muertos, the Day of the Dead. And they have huge processions in Mexico for Dia de Muertos. I probably have pronounced that wrong, and I'm sure if Roger's watching, he'll put me right. He's probably laughing his head off because I haven't pronounced it completely wrong. Pamela's in YouTube. Yay! Don't forget, subscribe, Pamela. Now hit the subscribe button, hit the little notification bell. And so every time that I release a show or I release a podcast or anything at all, you'll be told about it. So Carol says, I believe it depends on how in tune the person is to the other side. Well, you see, yes, I agree. I would say you're right, Carol. I would say you're absolutely right. Um, I would also say it probably would be dependent on your belief system, you know, because the Christian obviously say that All Souls Night is only once a year. Um, this is the little bit of a thing that I have. Please, please, please don't send me letters. Don't send me emails. Don't send me texts. And please don't send me any more death threats. But the thing about it makes me giggle is they say, well, you shouldn't be contacting spirit. And I say, well, okay. I don't want to make anybody feel bad. But when you bless yourself, when you go, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the you can say it, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Oh, okay. Or the Holy Ghost. Oh, you can't say there's no such thing as God. Who sent you death threats? Oh, yeah, I've had death threats. I've had threats threatening my family. I've had threats threatening my life. Oh yeah, yeah. Sadly, may he rest with the angels. But when I was told you're the fastest rising star in the UK, but be aware that the further you go up that ladder, the bigger the target on your back. And he was right, Derek. I've been invited here by Sue, so it's my first time. Jill, well, welcome, Jill. Good to see you. Thank you for being here, and I do hope you enjoy. Tonight is a good night to start because it's a very, very relaxed night. It's just a chill night where I have conversations. It's a night with me, so you get to ask me any questions you like. I don't do readings per se, but if something comes through that and I'm supposed to deliver, I'll deliver it. I don't go to spirit, go, no, come back on Monday night. That's reach across. If something comes through and I'm supposed to share it, I'll do it. I always do that. But it's a good, especially if you're new to what I do, it's a really good place to learn. Now, the good thing about it, Jill, is you're in a group of a worldwide group of people who are all of the same mindset. They all believe in the same ideal that our spirit energy, our soul, carries on after the physical. I don't like to use the word death because they don't. Spirit people, people in spirit, people in heaven, people wherever you want to call it, don't have. They've never acknowledged death to me. They don't acknowledge death in any way. And I've shared this story many, many times, and I think I was supposed to remember the story because it helps people. But many, 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 many moons ago, I was doing a read for a young lady, and her dad had come through. And during the course of the conversation, I said to him, I said, how can you do that? But you're dead. And he said, well, if I'm dead, how could I be talking to you? And I went, that's a good point. And from that moment forward, I never forgot that particular point. I never forgot that they don't acknowledge death. They don't acknowledge the day they died either. They refer to it as a birthday or an anniversary. They don't say, "Oh, this is the day that I died." They don't. They won't acknowledge death. So Jill is my lovely sister-in-law. All right, Jill. Julie Evans says, "Oh no, I can't hear you." Oh God, here we go again. Is it StreamYard playing up again? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? So I'll wait for you guys to come back. While I'm waiting for you guys to come back, water, Irish water, nonetheless. I must get this company to sponsor me, actually. So there's a lot of internet issues. I noticed that I couldn't pick. Oh, Jill can hear me. That's all right. So it could be Julia has having a wee bit of an issue there. Ah, thanks, Julia. Threw us all into like a disarray. Someone on Roger's show asked if they burnt the house down, would they get? Jeez. Oh my God. Seriously? Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that, Amanda. All right. A lot of people need to understand that when you die, when you're physical, when this ceases to work, everything that you've amassed over your lifetime here on the earth plane goes with you. Now, here's the great bit. It then joins in with all of the knowledge and experiences you had in previous lives. So it's kind of like you get the download of all of the stuff you stored on your hard drive over there. You don't become dumber. Okay, so if somebody burnt the house down, okay, it's quite simple. What would you do? I'm not just talking to Amanda, by the way. This is not directly at Amanda. Okay, this is everybody. I'm saying to everybody. So if somebody said they're coming up and they're going to burn your house down tonight, and by the way, Spirit have a little bit of an advance notice of all of this that they can see a little bit ahead. So if somebody said to you, "Oh, by the way, it's Thursday night, tomorrow night, Friday at 4 p.m., we're coming to burn your house down." Apart from calling the police, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay in the house? Or are you going to go and wait at your pal's house and your mother's house, your father's house, whatever the case may be? Are you going to stay in the house? Or, personally speaking, me, Paul, out of the house, get the police in, let them do their job, and I'll go to the pub. And the police can come get me at the pub when I'm done. I'll be dealing with a completely different kind of spirit. So, everybody's saying they can hear me. That's great. So, no, my darling Amanda, that is not the case. And you can't, you cannot kill energy. Energy, you can't destroy energy. Energy just changes form. Okay, think of energy like water. You can't destroy water. It can change form, but you can't destroy it. You can heat it up and it becomes a mist. You can chill it right down and it becomes a solid, but you can't destroy it. You can split it into two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen, but you can't destroy it. So think of energy the same. It can't be destroyed. It'll change form, but it won't. You can't destroy it. So please forgive me if I do that because I'm trying to get a breath. But do you know what, Amanda? Thank you for that question. That was a really good question and something else that everybody else like has learned from tonight. Spirit, you can amass so much. You know, you get so much knowledge, and you're building knowledge up through your multiples of lifetimes. I am a 100% believer in reincarnation. 100%. But the good thing about it is, my dear pals, if you ladies, if you think you're going to come back as a cat or a horse, not going to happen. Humans come back as humans, animals come back as animals. Alrighty, so you can come back as a male or a female. Okay, You know, there's a good question in there. What about transgender? What do they come back as? I never thought of that till this moment. Um, I'm I'm very anti-political. I'm totally against politics. I don't believe politics are. It used to be of the people, for the people, by the people. And it's of the people taken away for the governments. There's them and us. So I don't believe politics anymore. I would love to sit down with people. I've never sat down and had a good conversation with someone who wants to transgender. I'd love to sit down and get into their psyche, get to know them. You know, I'm a big, big, big believer in live and let live. You know, there's nobody on this planet qualified to judge you. Nobody, nobody, nobody has walked a mile in your shoes. They're not qualified to judge you. Even those idiots that sit in so-called law courts, the law courts that you can get the law as long as you can afford it. So there's nobody qualified to judge you, and you, as long as you're not hurting somebody, as long as you're bringing happiness to the world, boom. Can you tell if someone is a new soul? Absolutely, Sue. Absolutely, goddamn, absolutely. My lovely dad, my beautiful dad, who I loved beyond words, I was pretty confident he was a new or a fairly recent soul. Um, you can tell, you can always tell new souls. They can't get a grip on the world. They don't get a grip on what it's all about. They tend to be very selfish people. They tend to be very one-minded. They don't see other people's points of view. They are very opinionated people. So they very often lean towards new souls. Now the equal opposite to that is old soul. I sort of just pulled the thing out of my ear. Old souls, and I just nearly knocked the camera over. Let me just turn that camera around. Let me straighten it up again. There we go. Nearly knocked the camera over. This camera's on a stand. Nearly knocked it over. Anyway, so an old soul, you can always tell an old soul. They, you can see old souls and children. They are so not. They've got knowledge beyond their years. You know, you can always tell an old soul. They just fit in anywhere. Maya, my daughter, she's an old soul. Oh my God, I think she's probably lived more lives than I have. But she can talk to anybody at any level. It doesn't matter. She doesn't. She just goes, yeah, how are you doing? You know, and off she goes, and she can just talk to anybody. So a new soul tends to be very um, one singularly minded, can't see other people's points of views, incredibly selfish people, um, incredibly. They tend to be very incredibly. What's the right words here? Um, they can't just grip life. They just don't understand. They let me put myself out for other people. They don't kind of do that. That tends to be a new soul. Hopefully that helps your your response, and hopefully it helps you. Please, can we have some more likes? Yes, I definitely need some likes. Get the likes if you are watching me on YouTube. Right down there, there's the little like button. Click that like button and zoom. Hit the share button. Really important that you guys do that. It's vital that you do that actually, because that's how I get to keep my show. If you're not doing it, you don't hit them like buttons, the show will crumble. Off. It'll come offline. All right. So let's do it. We're doing well. Well, let's keep that momentum going. Let's move it along. Let's get it shared out there with your friends and family, and especially the groups. Lisa's in the house. Michigan is in the house. I was watching something on Michigan last week. What was I watching? I was watching something on Michigan. Michigan is teeming with spirit. I mean, it's got so much history, and it's got literally. I would love to go to Michigan and do some paranormal investigations. I'd love to come to Michigan to do some shows. I think that'd be really, really good. But also Michigan is well known for UFOs or UAPs, whatever they want to call them. They always change them around, but it's one of the biggest places where UFOs are sighted. So I was watching that the other day, and I was thinking about Lisa, thinking, oh my God, this is Michigan. That's where Lisa's from, because she always says Michigan's in the house, and she gives it the shoulder action. Michigan's in the house. Anyway, come on, questions. Let's get them questions going. Sue, that was a brilliant question. Thank you so much for sharing it, because now everybody else understands. Oh yeah, yeah, I've got one or two of those in my family. Selfish. Beep. I know that. Liked and shared. Liked and shared. Everybody hit the like and share. You tell that those flu drugs are starting to work. They're not clearing my nasal passages, that's for sure. I used to have this stuff. I must get it again. You might have heard of it. It's a substance called Tiger Balm. When I used to study Kung Fu, I used to study Kung Fu, a style called Golden Dragon. And I was introduced to this substance called Tiger Balm. And woof, your head goes when you get it. But see if you get a little touch of. There's two types. There's white Tiger Balm and there's red Tiger Balm. But if you get the red Tiger Balm, you rub it on your finger like that, and you rub it into your temples. Whoa, clears your mind. Absolutely clears your whole head. It's amazing stuff. Tiger Balm is absolutely amazing. If you get the opportunity to, Julia is just agreeing. If you get the opportunity to get some, it's an far eastern Chinese remedy. It's absolutely amazing. So wherever you can find it in little tubs, little pots about that big. Okay, little, they're almost the size of a 25-cent piece, or in our place about the size of a 10-pen piece. Um, and it's just mind-blowing, amazing stuff. Amanda, you should get it as well, because it'd be really, really good for some of your clients, because it can penetrate into the muscle, and it's all 100% herbal. Okay, Carol, can we invite you to join? Oh, Lynn's inviting Carol to come and join us on YouTube. Right, those questions are fantastic tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Please keep coming. What else have you got? We've already used up half the show. We've got 27 minutes left. Come on, let's get those questions going. Hello, everybody. I'm here. Roger is in the house. I'm going to say it again, but I just want to give Roger an opportunity to have a giggle, because I take the mickey out of him trying to speak Irish, which is 100% Scottish. I have no idea where he gets the concept of an Irish accent from. But Deo de Muertes, am I right? Have I pronounced it correctly? Deo de Muertes, the Day of the Dead. Am I right? Which is coming up in España and in Mexico. In Mexico. So in Mexico, they do it properly. They do huge, big floats, and they do big presentations and loads of great things, and it's really, really good. The Mexicans and the Spanish, they do it properly. The Irish have a unique way of doing it as well. You know, different people from different parts of Ireland do it different ways. Anne-Marie says, hi, everybody. Anne-Marie, welcome. Good to see you. Jill says, my parents have passed, but when they were here, my mom was a strong believer in life after death, but my dad wasn't. I never felt my mom since she passed, but I have my dad. And that's very, very common. That's very, very okay, Jill. My family, exactly the same as yours. Exactly the same as yours. My dad wasn't religious in any way, shape, or form. Although, with that being said, our uncle was a bishop. His direct uncle, his mom's brother, was a bishop. So my uncle was a bishop. So, but he wasn't religious in any way, shape, or form. But my mom believed in life after life. Now, when my mom passed, it took her 3 years to get through to me. Okay, she may well have been trying a few times in the first, and I didn't see it. I didn't pick it up. But when she made an absolute to get through, it was 3 years. My father, when he passed, it was 4 days, and he came through with unbelievable connections. So what I'm saying to you, Jill, is this: when they crossed to the other side, and they didn't have a really big belief. They make a big, huge effort to say, "Oh my God, it's real! Oh my God, this is real." The last thing my dad said to me, Jill, let me just bring Jill here. The last thing my dad said to me, physically in this world, we were having a last conversation, not the last thing he said, but the last conversation. My dad said to me, he couldn't. My dad was he was incapable of going from A to B. He was incapable. So if he had a point that he wanted to ask you, if he had a particular question that he wanted to ask you, he wouldn't go, Jill, tell me this. He would go, so Jill, how are you? It's good to see you. Welcome, dear. Have you been to Ireland before? Is your family? And we'd go right around the world before he actually got to the point that he wanted to get to in the first place. So we're sitting having a conversation, and he was asking me questions, and blah 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 blah. And then I could feel there was something coming. I could feel it. I could feel there's something coming. Like so, I just like sitting there. And by the way, this was at 3:30 in the morning a.m. So, and I was making sure he was on a hospital bed. He couldn't move. He had to have people wash him and clean him and blah blah blah. So he said to me, he had his glasses on, and my dad wore his glasses here, so he would be looking down at a book or something, and he'd look across like that. So he's looking across at me like that, and he goes, now I'm going to do this verbatim. Okay, this is exactly his words. I mean, literally verbatim. He said, "That shit you do, is it real?" And I just laughed. That shit I do, Dad. And he goes, I said, "I'm assuming you're talking about spirit connection." And he said, "Yeah, is it real?" I said, "Dad," and again, I promise you, my hand over my heart, what I'm going to share with you is real. I said to him, "Dad, listen, you've known me my entire life." And he goes, "Yeah." I said, let's start from this particular standpoint. And I said, "You've known me my entire life." And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Do you think I'm the kind of person that would con people in the darkest moments of their entire lives while they've lost somebody special in their lives?" He said, "God, no." He said, "You couldn't con anybody." He said, "You've got it in you to steal, let alone con anybody." I said, "Okay, so let's start from there." He said, "Right, okay." I said, "Do you remember when I really was convinced I was going to be a priest?" He went, "Yeah, yeah, I remember that." I said, "Well, it was starting then. I didn't know. I thought it was the calling. I thought I was going to be a priest." He said, "Yeah, you're into all religion and that." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, it's all real." I said, "I've encountered mom." I said, and he said, "Really?" And all I had. He said, "So what'll happen?" I said, "Okay, lad, Dad, I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you honestly and straight." I said, "I really don't want you to go." I said, "But that's me being selfish. I don't want you to go. I want you here. You should be here with me, but that's me being selfish. Okay? I really don't want you to go. But when you are ready to go, and I want you to hang on as long as possible when you're ready to go." He said, I just said these words, "Mom will cross you over." He said, "What does that mean?" I said, "Well, as soon as you let go, mom will meet you and help you cross over to the other side of life." And I want to say, "And your mom and dad and your brothers and all," and he went, "What? Mom will be there?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Mom will cross you over. Your mom's going to be there." I said, "Dad, she will come and collect you, if you want to say it that way, and she will cross you to the other side of life." And now my dad was on medication all day, every day, from start of the morning to the end of the night. And that at the end of that conversation, when I explained to him everything, how things work, he had the best night's sleep unmedicated sleep. He slept through to 10 o'clock the following morning. Mind, we were still awake at 3, but that was a long time for him. And the following morning, I was getting ready to come back to the UK, and I went in to see him, and I said, "Hey, Dad, listen, I gotta go. I gotta catch the plane, but I'll try and get back to see you very shortly." And he said, "Right, okay." He said, "Look, look, can you see out the window?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Do you see the robin sitting on their leaf on the branch there?" And I said, "Yeah, I see it." He said, "That's your mum." I never, even in our conversation, shared with him that the link between me and my mom was a robin. I never shared that with him. And I went, "Okay, yeah, that is mom." And he got it like that. And then now I started seeing more robins when he crossed over. So my link to my family, my mom and dad, is a robin. So watch out for that link between you and your family. And if you haven't got one, tell them. Say to them, "Hey, listen, I want something. Whatever it is you want it to be it but a butterfly, be it a dragonfly, be it a moth, be it a robin, whatever. Just send me a link to let me know. It's just a messenger that they send to say I'm around you, so you can get it done." Anne-Marie says, "Still not feeling well." Anne-Marie, I am with you 100%. I have got a stinking cold. My head is pounding. My eyes are streaming. I can't even see out of this eye. My nose is running. My throat feels like somebody stood on it. I'm with you 100%. It will be big processions in Portugal. You hear that? The Portugal. Roger says, "You got your line clear." Carolyn says, "Paul, could you tell me what happens when on All Hallows Eve in heaven?" All right. It's kind of okay. All right. Here's the way I can answer that question for you, Carolyn. First of all, thank you for the question. It's a great question. Okay. What are you going to do Christmas? This coming Christmas, this December. What are you going to do? What are you, Carolyn? What are you going to do? You're going to get yourself all geared up, right? And you're going to go visit family. You're going to go and see family and friends, and you're going to go and do that. No different up there. No different. They're going to come and do the same thing. Okay. They know that that's special here on Earth, so they make an effort. Our friends and family in spirit don't have calendars. They don't have days of the week or time of the day. It doesn't. That's linear. That's here on the Earth. That's how we measure time: days, hours, months, years, blah blah blah. But they don't have that in spirit because they don't age in spirit. So, but they do know that this particular time is special. They know birthdays and anniversaries are special. They know specifics like Christmas and Easter is special, so they make a bigger effort to be around us. Bless him, Julia. I do miss him. I have nursed people at the end of their lives, says Vivian, and I've had lovely ladies whose mothers stood by her. Yes, on many, many occasions, especially lovely people like Vivian who have the opportunity to be around wonderful people as they're about to transit. They will listen. They'll see the person who's about to leave the earth. They'll say, "Oh, such and such is here," or "Such and such is there." My mom kept talking about her grandson. Right? She kept talking about her grandson being in the room. That was such a special time between you and your dad. It was, Sue, because you know what? Right up for pretty much the majority of my life, 90% of my life, my dad and I really didn't see eye to eye. I always had it in my head that I was oil and he was water, or he was oil and I was water, and we just couldn't mix. And you know what? As we spent that time together towards the end, we realized that it wasn't not the fact that we weren't alike; it was the fact we were alike that kind of made us clash. He was into athletics. Do I look like I was built to run? I wouldn't even run for a bus, right? However, I was very adept as a martial artist. I was very, very quick. My sport was always motorsport. Um, Anything with an engine and power, that was my kind of cup of tea. And his was, he would rather run down the road. I'd rather go down it on one wheel on a motorbike. So, but the same point of the time is the whole root of that little story is we both were on the same road at the same time. You didn't think of that, did you? Um, Robin would Robin, butterfly, particularly dad, and feathers. Yes, feathers. Yes, Julia, I agree. Feathers can be, but I'm very much a feet on the ground kind of a guy. I am really, really feet on the ground kind of guy. See, if spirit people want to let us know that they're around us, then they should step outside their comfort zone and let us know. Okay, I'm not very reverent with those up there because they are in perfection. They don't know pain. They don't know sickness. They don't know colds and flus. They don't know sorrow. Okay, they don't experience that up there. We do. Okay, so when I'm working for people on one-to-ones or groups or TV shows, radio shows, or on stages, I'm not reverent with them. I'm going, you better give me something better than that. All right. So feathers, I always say to people, right, okay, where did you see the feather? Oh, I was walking around the pond. Oh, okay. Is the ducks on the pond? Yeah. Unless you were walking, like for example, I walked onto a stage one night and I was going to do a spiritual show. And I was backstage, and I walked round through these kind of cloth things. And as I walked through this little passageway, a purple feather fell right down in front of me. And I looked around, I looked up, and it was nothing above me, only the roof of the theater. So I picked it up and I went, "Thank you very much. I'm going to assume that you're here with me and help me do a great show. Let's get some great information for our guests tonight." And off I went and did the show. But if you're walking along and you get a feather that lands beside you and you're right beside a birdhouse or a duck pond, mm, you know, thank you. I do have robins in the garden. There you go. There you go. You know, when the robins turn up, Jill, just say, "Hey guys, thank you. Thank you very much." And Jill, when you go to bed tonight, my darling, all right, and you lay down and put your head on the pillow and you close your eyes, quietly inside yourself, you put your hands together. You don't have to pray. And just it helps to create a loop of energy. And just say to mom and dad, say, "Hey guys, um, whatever you personally want to say. I'm not going to tell you what to say. You say whatever is in your heart and in your mind." And then say, "I would really love for you to let me know you're around." Okay, and then just be open to how they contact you. The robin is Michigan State bird. There you go, Lise. There you go. Jill, that has to be your mom and dad. There you go. Paul. Have you ever seen a show called Ghost Dimensions? No, I haven't. I don't believe I have, Roger. And if it's any one of those American ghost shows, my opinion's going to be okay. Every single one of those American ghost shows that I've watched, total crap, total made up BS, and all of this demonology bullshit. Oh, get out of my freaking life! Talk total crap. I watched the show oh, Darren Brown. I was watching Darren Brown, and he was in America, and he went to some guy who's supposed to be a top demonologist. And the BS this guy was coming out of was just mind-bogglingly crap. And he was doing photographs and showing them to Darren Brown, and he was saying to Darren Brown, "Look, if you look closely at this here, you can see a face." And Darren was looking at these pictures and going, "No, I don't see a face." And then so he drew a picture where he could see a face. And the answer to that is called matrixing. The mind sees what it wants to see. It's not really there. A spirit doesn't have to hide itself in a mist. Spirit can be the mist. You know, if a mist just happens to be there where there's no other mist, that's a good connection. Like for example, I've got a great picture of a headstone, and there's a mist coming out of the back of the headstone, but there's no other mist in the entire area. Okay, all right, that's a good connection. But I don't go into the mist and see if I can see a face, because you know what? My mind will say there's a face in there, and my head will look for it until I see it. That's called matrixing, right? Now, spirit doesn't have to do that. There are multiples of thousands of pictures all over the internet of ghosts captured on film, and you can see a full shape, full person. Why would it want to hide in a mist? That's called matrixing. Crap. Los Muertos, Dia de Muertos. Yeah, I thought I was right. Dia de Muertos. Um, so moving on. Paul, I lost my brother in August. He was only 58. I'm sorry, Pamela, that you're going through that. We were very close. He has come back to me and asked me why I didn't save him. Okay. Um, he came back to me and said he was stuck in the stairway. I miss him. Bam. Okay. Pamela, I would like some opportunity to talk to you. Hmm. Maybe I'm hoping I'm right. I'm hoping I'm right, but I'm not picking that your brother's stuck. Okay, you might have misinterpreted the information, which is very. Oh, hey, all professional psychic mediums can misinterpret data. Oh, that's quite common. It's being the fact that you can understand that you can misinterpret information. That's okay, but there's no stairway where they would get stuck. There isn't. It's not like your mind says, "Oh, there's a stairway to heaven." It doesn't work like that. Um, on the two occasions when I crossed over and I had near-death experiences, there wasn't any staircases. Um, I'm just lost, Paul. I can understand that, Pamela. I completely understand that, and I will give you some time to be able to have a chat with me, and I will help you. All right, I promise you that. Paul, have you seen Taps? Yes, I've seen the Taps show. I like the Taps show. I liked it at the beginning, when they were just sticking to fact. Towards the end, when we have arguments and they all went different directions, not so much. But at the beginning, when they were still plumbers and they were doing ghost hunting of an evening and they were setting up and they were like trying to debunk stuff, and yeah, I'm not gonna say that's real because we have pipes that do that, and so that's when that gets my attention. Um, you should be. I'm a big, huge believer that if you eliminate what it might be, you're left with what it could be. So just because things go bump in the night does not necessarily mean it's anything to do with the spirit, especially if you're living in an old property. Because properties heat up during the day, they settle during the night, and they expand and contract. Metal expands and contracts, water expands and contracts, gas going through particular pipes expands and contracts. Let's look at the realistical side of things, the honesty of it all. Okay. We're asking for signs of spirit. Guess what? A picture has just dropped off my table and a booklet came off the fourth shelf of my ornament shelves. Guess who? Archie can hear you. Ah, bless him. Righty. Want to draw your attention that it may not just be Archie, Lynn. You have several people of spirit that are, and not just one person comes and visits you all the time. Not just one person. You have to be a little bit more broader in your thinking because I'm really being told by Sean that that wasn't Archie. Okay, but to get your attention, you want it to be Archie. Alrighty, so I'm gonna I really, 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 really feel that your husband is around you. I know you don't want to hear that, but I really get the feel that the older energy that's around you is on your level, which means husband, brother, cousin, friend. Okay. Thank you, Pamela. And the same with you. I will get some time, maybe hopefully over tomorrow, the weekend. Actually, I can't tomorrow. I'm in the hospital a lot tomorrow. So over the weekend, and then I'll give you some time, and we can have a chat. We'll have a conversation, and then I will try my best to help you. But I can tell you there's no stairway. He doesn't get stuck in between worlds. As he lets go of this world, he's immediately met by his friends and family who are in spirit, and he transitions very, very gently. Okay, so my feelings are, my lovely Pamela, you've probably misinterpreted the information, which is okay. Even I do that. Okay, I can misinterpret data. It's not you. What people need to be understanding in is that we can't get it right all the time. Okay, I do my best to get it right all the time, or I can misinterpret information because what means something to me might mean something completely different to you. So he may well be telling you the stairway to heaven is real and giving it to you because that's the way you sort of understand how the other side works, which is okay. That's all right. Very religious way of the stairway to heaven, so to speak. Or he could have been telling you that that could have been his favorite tune or his favorite band, Stairway to Heaven. Um, Pink, not Pink Floyd. I forgot the name of the band. Who sang Stairway to Heaven? Robert Plant. Led Zeppelin. I can't remember. Somebody, whoever. He could have been telling you his band, his music. There could be multiple reasons what that stairway means. Okay. Guys, I got about Led Zeppelin. Yeah. I got about 4 minutes left. So if you got any questions you want to put to me, I'm glad I didn't think I was going to last. I said to Johanna, listen, I might only last 20 minutes, half an hour. No, it wasn't. It wasn't Eric Jules. It was Led Zeppelin. It was Robert Planty. Deep Purple. I think it was. Anyway, but music is the food of soul. I love that. And music, melodies. I love melodies. Love it. Have you got any more questions for me tonight? I do hope you've enjoyed tonight. They've been great. It's been a great show, and it just goes to show you when we're having fun. Boom, an hour gone. An hour felt like 5 minutes, didn't it? So if you've got any messages that you want to share with me, by all means share them with me. If you've got any questions you want to ask of me, please ask of me. If not, I will see you guys. Actually, I don't know because we have Halloween um, Monday, Tuesday. Spirit Quest, or sorry, Reach Across may not happen next week. Let me just figure out what I can do about that. Um, don't worry if it doesn't happen next week. It'll happen the following Thursday. Okay, so I don't go for if I don't manage to get Spirit Quest. Sorry, Paul. Think if I don't get Reach Across in Monday or Tuesday, then I will do it Thursday. Okay, so we'll get it in there one way or the other. Alrighty. Well done for lasting, says Amanda. Jill says, Paul, what is your take on looking at a clock and it comes up with the same number 2222? That, Jill, to me is angelic. Okay. Now, the sequences of numbers tend to lean towards the angelic realm, and I'm a big believer in that. You cannot convince me that angels aren't real. I'm 100% convinced they are. However, if you look at the number 2222, try and equate that back to your family. See if there's a connection between 2222 and your mom and dad, or your mom or your dad. See if that works. If not, usually it's a link towards the angelic realm. Thanks, Paul. Very informative. Ah, Vivian, thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Hope all is well soon, Joanna. We get this, please. If you guys could send a wee prayer upstairs for me, I'd really appreciate it. We have to go to scans tomorrow, and we're fingers crossed and everything else crossed that the treatment that she's been going through very painfully is working. But we know um, the scans are tomorrow, and then we have meetings with the oncologist on Monday. Another reason why I'm thinking we may not be doing reach across. Tuesday is Halloween. Yeah, so but Tuesday is Halloween, but All Souls Night is Monday. Okay. I always enjoy listening to you talk. Take care, Lisa. Thank you. I really appreciate you too. Thank you so very, very much. So on Monday night is All Souls night. Tuesday is Halloween. Alrighty. So why not take some time on Monday coming and light a candle and take time out. Just either include your family and say, listen, here's what we're going to do. Light a candle, sit around together, and send energy up to your friends and family in spirit and talk to them like a mini seance, or do it on your own. Okay, and just say to them, thank you for everything. What I do is I say, thank you for the life you gave me, mom and dad. Thank you for the love, the strength, and the direction, the motivation. And please continue with that. Please protect my children. Please protect, and I name my children. And please, could you sort out whatever business and dealings I'm trying to deal with? Can you please help me get that sorted out? And I always say, please help me get the TV show so I can help more people. Pamela says, I see 44 several times a day. Then go and look up the number 44 and connect that with angels, with the angelic realm. Somebody's trying to give you a message, my love. Guys, thank you. Okay, take time out. Don't forget every day. Take time out every day just for you. Already. Switch off the world. Switch off your phones. Don't let anybody connect to you. Give yourself at least 15 minutes a day. Light a candle. Do a bit of meditation. Have a cup of tea. Just stare at the window. Whatever it is, but give yourself that break. Communicate, appreciate, and validate everybody in your life. So a medium never has to do it for you. Tell those who are special in your life just how special they are, so it's never too late. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your love. And thank you for your support. Don't forget to smash that like button and share the show. And I'll talk to you over the weekend. Don't forget Roger's show on Saturday. And until I see you all again soon, good night. God bless. Thank you. There we go.